Yo, 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 what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Max&JuanCast. We back at it. NFL draft prospects, wide receivers today, baby. I know fantasy football players don't tune into this one.
Oh, yeah.
My boy Chris, shout out to my boy Chris at work. He's been telling me who should I draft in Dynasty, bro. I say,
what is Dynasty?
Dynasty, like when you draft guys.
Is that the one like when you keep everybody?
Yeah.
Oh, I never done one.
He's a big fantasy football player. He still sucks though, because
What if you like blue? So I don't want to get too far into it, but so you get a first round pick this year, right?
Yeah.
So what if you took like a bust? You just bust?
You're fucked with him.
Can you trade him? Can you cut him?
Yeah, you can trade him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, trades are there.
Mm-hmm.
But people are gonna be excited, bro. We're doing offense. We just got done finishing all the offensive prospects. As a whole, Max, maybe not the value of the offense this year, but definitely the depth is more than last year.
I feel like when people say this draft class sucks, it's just because the flashy positions aren't as there's no Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, there's no Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
But there's going to be guys who contribute to teams for years to come. And there's a really good receiver class. Just getting into the receiver class as a whole, whoever my number one guy is, because I don't want to say it right now, he wouldn't be top 4 or top. Yeah, he wouldn't even say, I wouldn't even say he's better than Waddle. Mm. And I wasn't super high on Waddle. And you factor in Pitts to maybe number 5. That's how good last year's was. Top tier talent, excuse me. But when it got to pass those guys, wasn't as good as this class. So this class as a whole might be better.
Yeah.
But you're not going to have you're not going to have the superstar Jamar Chase. Like Jamar Chase is clear bounds above whoever's coming up.
Right. Blue chip. There's no blue chip guys at receiver this year.
No, there's some really good, light blue chips. Light blue chips. How's that sound?
Hey, that sounds great. You know what even sounds better? Subscribing to the channel. If you guys are new, I know we got a lot of new subscribers. Josh Allen video just dropped. Has been doing absolutely amazing. Thank you guys for that, man. Everyone's been killing it. Thank you to anyone who supported it.
Just liked you guys, it. We liked it. I liked it.
I loved it. And I think everyone else loved it. As we speak right now, over 4,000 views.
Hell yeah.
I never would have thought it got over 1,000. I was happy at 1,000.
Yeah,
honestly.
It's funny, man, because I don't know how you feel. We never talked about this. When we make it, I'm like, hope it's good.
Yeah.
I'm like, hope it's good. I don't know. I think it's good.
Yeah.
But the Kobe one kind of screwed with our thing because we were on a roll. You guys should check that out because that fucking video is good. I don't care what you guys say. It's good. I liked it. Better than the bonus video.
Yeah.
But man, just shout out to the people watching who, even the unsubscribed people, shout out to you guys and the listeners. Listen to the video on YouTube.
Well, shout out to all the new people here, man. I know we got a lot of new people here. Welcome to the MJC family. Like we said, NBA, NFL, NFL draft, NBA playoffs coming up, all that good stuff. Make sure to like this video, comment down below any of your thoughts about the wide receiver class, and follow us on social media at Max_JuanCast. Audio listeners, we never forget about y'all, so don't forget about us.
There you
go. You know what I'm saying? 5-star rate us. Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Write us a review. That can be the comment section over there. It helps out tremendously, bro. We appreciate it. We love you guys. Let's get into wide receivers now. Max, first of all, what do you look for when you're watching film on receivers?
I want to see explosion. I want to see a guy who makes plays constantly. And it's not always about making plays. It's kind of like, hey, you're lined up man-to-man with the NFL corner. Like when Jamar Chase was going against AJ Terrell and trashed him. It's like, damn, that's what it looks like. I don't care if a guy makes a play against the third-string corner on Northwestern as much as I do against the SEC top-tier corner. It's different when you go against a guy like Andrew Booth or Elam from Florida. It's different. And you want to see these guys. You know, sometimes guys like Christian Watson, it's like, man, your quarterback sucks. Or Trylo Burks. It's like, damn, your quarterback can't ever throw you the ball correctly. So you have to kind of take that out of the equation. It's like, how does he run routes? I like route running. I like guys who can run routes. It's not the end all be all because I always believe like DK Metcalf, he couldn't run routes. Well, it doesn't matter for him. But some guys, if it's like a guy like Rondale Moore who's short and doesn't really have a lot of physicality to go, you have to be able to run routes. So I look for it's like a combination of things. It's the biggest combination of things I think in the draft process other than quarterback.
I would just say it like this, Max, wide receivers come in all shapes, forms, and sizes, like literally. And I think it's one of the few positions that it doesn't need one thing in particular. I would say almost every position you need to have this one thing. Like corners, we always say, you gotta have speed. If you don't have speed, you're not gonna be able to play the position. Quarterbacks, if you're not accurate or you don't have the size, like you can't play this position. It's really rare for a quarterback not to have those things. Even with others like linebacker, like you need to be able to play zone coverage.
Yeah, you have to be able to cover because no one wants a 2-down linebacker anymore.
Exactly. There's just so many positions, and wide receiver is one of the few that you don't have to have really one thing. You have receivers that are very fast. You got your blazers, but that doesn't mean you need speed.
Well, how about this one? Who was the best receiver in football this last year? Just off the top of your head. Anybody, it doesn't matter.
Justin Jefferson.
Okay. Well, how's Tyreek Hill look compared to him? Completely different.
Yeah.
Think about DeAndre Hopkins. He's even bigger than Justin Jefferson.
Think about a guy in Hunter Renfrow.
Okay, you didn't have to bring him up. I'm just saying.
That's what it comes to.
No, I agree.
Like you have, we just named 3 great receivers, right? Or 4, should I say?
No, it was like 3.5.
3.5. Okay. Justin Jefferson, you got your route technician, DeAndre Hopkins, you got your jump ball guy, 50-50, Tyreek Hill, speed demon, and then you got the Hunter Renfrow where jitterbug kind of guy.
You saw him in the YMCA, you'd be like, this dude sucks.
Exactly.
I'm picking him up.
That's what I'm saying, where they come in all shapes, forms, and sizes. No discrimination when it comes to wide receiver.
Not at all.
Yeah. And this class is no different. And it was so hard, Max, to rank these guys. I honestly don't even want to rank these guys because I think it does them a disjustice from how good these guys actually are. It really does.
I hated ranking them, truthfully.
I'd rather rank them in tiers because I think that's the best way to do it. I did rank them.
Okay, so good.
I didn't break the rules.
Okay.
All right. I knew you was going to tell me.
Where'd you break the rules? Cornerbacks, you broke them.
Right? I did. Okay. But I did rank them, but I will tell you who my tier list is after I tell you.
You know what? I will try to make one on the fly. I like it. So you want to get into superlatives?
Yeah.
Can I give a shout out? Because I forgot to.
Yeah.
Shout out to my dude Wolverine over there on Reddit. He knows who he is. He's a dope guy.
Shout out to Wolverine, bro. Superlatives.
Thank you. I was hoping you gotta why don't you just put it on the machine so you just have to hit the button. You don't have to say it.
I know, right?
So let's go quick. Best speed in this draft class at wide receiver is
Jameson Williams.
I totally agree with you. Best hands,
Drake London.
Put Jahan Dotson from Penn State because if the ball hits him in the hand, he's catching it.
Okay.
Best route runner,
Jameson Williams.
Chris Olave for me. I really like the way he ran routes. Most pro ready. This was a tough one.
Chris Olave.
I went with Drake London. I think his skill set's he's not the most polished like that, but he's just gonna translate to the NFL the best.
Let's just say this, Max. I truly believe there's no wrong answer in this podcast. There's no wrong answer.
Can I change my best speed to I don't know no one really ran a slow 40.
That's what I'm saying. There's no wrong answer. Like you can literally, whoever has a podcast and who is talking about shit, you can make an argument about the top 10 guys on why this guy should be number 1, and no one will look at you sideways. Everyone will be like, I can see it.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, let's hit the last 3. Most boom or bust. Most boom, most bust prospect.
Garret Wilson.
Garret Wilson again. I like that we're on the same page for that one. Most impactful.
Chris Olave.
Put Trylo Burks. He's in the right scheme. And then who has the highest ceiling in the draft?
Christian Watson.
Christian Watson it is.
Too?
I mean, dude, come on. This guy, I don't know how to evaluate the guy, and it's the perfect segue because I'm going to give my list real quick. I'm going to work my way up. So my number 5 was Christian Watson from North Dakota State University, the NFL factory of one prospect a year. Number 4, Chris Olave. 3, Trylo Burks. 5, Christian Watson. 4, Chris Olave. 3, Trylo Burks. 2, Drake London. And 1, Jameson Williams from Bama.
Bama boys. So number 1 is Jameson Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me get my list. Number 5, Garret Wilson. 4, Christian Watson. 3, Chris Olave. 2, Jameson Williams. And 1, Drake London.
But wow, you didn't have Trylo Burks?
I do not have
When
Trylo
I
Burks.
asked you, said he's like, this looks like the best receiver in the class when I asked him.
He did, but I winded up watching a lot of the other guys at that time. I remember when we were talking about that, I haven't watched a lot of receivers. And I like these guys a little bit better, but this doesn't take away anything from them. And this is why I put them in tiers, because honestly, I hate it. To me, my list is all off what I would want.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
That's what
it's
I
your
would want.
evaluation. Yeah,
But
yeah.
based on the team, like depending on what, there's 32 teams out there, different type of situations. These guys will be number one. That's what it comes down to.
I can't imagine Drake London would be super high up on Kansas City's board right now. But Christian Watson, they'd be like, yeah, I give you some cheetah-like speed.
So my tiers go like this. I have 2 tiers. That's it. Tier 1, Drake London, Jameson Williams, Chris Olave, Christian Watson. Tier 2 is jam-packed.
Everyone else, basically.
It's everyone else, like from Garret Wilson, George Pickens, Trylo Burks, the guy from Penn State. The list goes on and on and on.
Well, I feel like this class too, just talking about the whole class in general, has some wild cards. Like you have a guy like Justin Ross. If you watched him right after like the freshman year where he destroyed Bama in the national championship game, he was mocked to be the second pick in the draft. But then you factor in, oh shit, he had a spinal injury. He played with a crappy quarterback. He kind of didn't look like himself. And then how about George Pickens, who's played like 2 games this year, and he's like, damn, he looks pretty good too. Sky Moore. There's so many freaking guys in this draft.
Wandale Moore. That guy's pretty good.
Oh no, is it Wandale Moore? Is it Wandale Robinson? Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah, no, I get you. And then John Mechie. Yeah, I like John Mechie, dude.
There's so many.
I have Garret Wilson at 6. I am not the biggest Garret Wilson guy out there.
Yeah.
And so let's start with 5. I mean, let's start with 1 and 2. How about that? Because we have a flip flop. Why is Jameson Williams 2 for you? Is if he's healthy, is he number 1? Tell me what you thought of Jameson Williams.
It's not because he's better than Drake London, honestly.
So is it the health?
It's just the health, and
1 year of it.
I favor the big body receiver. Like if I had a shot at one of these receivers and I was left in the dark, it doesn't matter what my roster looked like, whatever. I favor a bigger guy, because when all fucking hell breaks loose, there's nothing you can do about another guy imposing his will on you. There's nothing you can do about that. You can scheme up Tyreek Hill. You can scheme up a fast guy. You can't do that you can't scheme up Drake London. What you're gonna have to do is gonna be like shit like Calvin Johnson. And I'm not comparing him to him, but I'm just saying in this instance where Calvin Johnson literally had 3 guys on him, like 2 guys on him at time. Like
especially when you get down to that red zone, that short field, you're like,
there's some things that you just can't do to stop this.
Well, it's like Shaq in this sense, where it's like, it doesn't matter what you do, he's gonna impose his will on you. There's no stopping it. That's valuable at the next level.
Yeah, but if you had Jameson Williams at 1, I don't blame you. Like, there's nothing wrong with that.
So what do you like about Jameson?
I mean, he's low-key the complete package. I mean, this is not Henry Ruggs, people. It's not at all. And you're laughing, but it's true.
No, I agree. I'm just saying, like, I thought you would like be scarred from ever saying that name again. No, like, so for me with Jameson Williams, I like his speed. Really, he looks really fast. He's quick. He's nimble. It's not just like, comparing him to a guy like Garret Wilson. I was like, wow, that's straight line. There's no direction with him. And then I loved when he did with the ball in his freaking hand. He returned punts. He returned kicks. That just shows he's electric. He doesn't slow down when he makes cuts for his routes. They're all crisp. It's just like, hey, I don't have to take 8 steps to go out. I'm going to plant my foot in the ground, explode out of here. The guy's scared of his speed. And that's what it is. Guys are giving him cushion so he can work underneath. And in that next level, they're going to have to give him cushion too, as long as he's back healthy from the ACL. And some of the cons, again, of course, ACL, torn ACL. He's a bit of a wonder, and I wonder how he's going to deal with, because he's a slim guy, but he's 6'1". How's he going to deal with big corners that get up into his face and say, hey, I'm going to put my hands on you all game, like the Jalen Ramsey's, like Xavier Rhodes back when he was at the top of his game? My player comparison was Devontae Judy. Mixture of Devontae Smith and Jerry Judy.
That's interesting.
I'm sure that's a cop-out. I just thought, like, Bama, those were the 2 guys who came to mind.
Yeah, and I'm glad that we're on the same page that, like, this guy's not a one-trick pony type of dude. Like, he's not just
I don't think so either. But what about this one? How come he didn't beat out Garret Wilson and Chris Olave at Bama? I'm sure everyone said it by now.
Like you like to say, maybe he's just not your cup of tea.
I think so. I think that's something you like to say.
No, that's your thing.
Isn't he?
That's your thing.
I say it.
Yeah,
I don't even drink tea.
I know, but
it's not everybody's cup of hot chocolate.
There you go.
So yeah, with him, I think he's a complete package. You know what? Every receiver except for like Drake London can't really run block. I don't care. I don't care if a receiver can't run block.
Well,
you don't draft a receiver in the first round. Most teams, like, yeah, the Niners and the Packers, yeah, you have to be able to run block, but you can teach that at the next level. It's not like, no one gave a shit Deion Sanders can't tackle. Every team will want him. That's just how I feel about run blocking. It's important, but at the same time, you can live without it.
I would just say this.
It's like the cherry on top. It's like, oh.
No, yeah. I 100% agree with you with the run blocking. But I think one thing about Jameson Williams that is fascinating with him is just like the ball in his hands. Like Jerry Jeudy and Devontae Smith didn't really have that as much as this guy.
No, I wasn't afraid of Devontae Smith putting his foot in the ground going 85 yards like I am of Jameson Williams.
Yeah. And like, it's not the fact that like, oh, he's just running by dudes,
No,
like,
shifty.
No, he's shifty and he kind of breaks tackles here.
Yeah.
All right, back to what I was saying, guys. Sorry, my computer almost died. I forgot to put the charger in. Shout out to technical difficulties. But as I was saying with Jameson Williams, he is so special with the ball in his hands. Like, and that's something that needs to be taken notice because we've seen the Deebo Samuels. We know about the AJ Browns. It's a reason why probably you got a guy on your list that I don't have, why he's so valuable in Burks. So Jameson Williams, to me, there's no problem with you having him at 1 at all. I see it. No problem with it. The one thing is the injury thing. Like you said, like, we don't know how he's going to come back from it.
I know everyone assumes torn ACL, you're fine, but it's not always the case.
Right.
It's kind of like, wow, you have to maybe build up to it. Maybe he's like a step slow his first year, and then he builds back up. You didn't give me a player comparison, so I'm just curious.
I said Terry McLaurin.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah. I like that one.
Because, like, I knew someone was going to say, like, the Jeudy stuff as I put down my backpack because I was getting out my charger.
That's okay. Sure, you just put, like, someone's face over it or something.
Yeah. Terry McLaurin.
Best case.
Yeah. I like Terry McLaurin for the comparison.
I'm only asking you best case because I have a best case for Drake London. I don't know if you're gonna like it.
And for who?
Drake London.
Oh, for Drake London?
Yeah.
Well, let's get into Drake London. Drake London is my number 1 guy as I get the highlights ready for you guys. I mean, this dude has special type of ability to jump ball and just aggressive catch it. Like, if Drake London was in Madden 15, he'll be the best player in Madden.
The one with Odell on it? Oh, yes. My gosh.
Yeah, spec catch 99. Because him boxing out guys, him being able to jump up to the ball, like, it's a different kind of animal. And he's not Mike Evans. He's not Mike Evans because this is where the cons come in. The speed.
You think he's slow?
I don't know. He doesn't look slow on film.
I don't think I would have loved for him to run the 40.
He's not a 4.4 guy. I tell you that much.
I don't know.
He's not. He's a 4.5 guy.
I think he's high 4.4s.
Maybe if he trained for it, but we'll see if he runs. I think
he's gonna have a personal pro day because he couldn't participate because he fractured his ankle that would knocked him out of the year.
And I think that should be this week at the time where we're recording this. So.
It's next week. Basically.
Yeah,
it's like 5 days. So whatever. We don't have that information. So if he runs a 4.8, we're gonna rethink it. I'm sorry, guys, but we don't have that information in front of us right now. But what I loved about him, like you said, physicality. He's like, okay, you're in front of me, whatever. I don't care. Height and frame, it's gonna translate. I liked him with the ball in his hands too. He was like, man, okay, he's not gonna outrun people like crazy, but he'll break a tackle, he'll break arm tackles, he'll make a guy miss. And for such a big dude, he kind of plays like when he gets the ball, he's kind of like a running back to me. He's not Deebo Samuel. But honestly, I'm gonna spoil right now. My player comparison, best case, Brandon Marshall. That's what I saw in the dude. Early Brandon Marshall. When he gets the ball in his hands, you gotta watch out for him.
Yeah. And a guy who's really respected into the scouting game right now, who we both watch and listen. Chris Sims was saying that he doesn't make guys miss.
Yeah, I thought he was on fucking drugs.
Yeah,
I'm like, what honestly, are you talking about?
I just flat out disagreed.
I read a stat. He made 20 people miss. I'm like, yeah, he'll break the tackle. He might not outrun them for the touchdown, but even when he gets tackled, it's like, okay, you're coming with me for a couple yards, and that's valuable in the NFL, dude. He's gonna immediately make an impact for a team. Like, you can think maybe Michael Pittman if you want to stay with the USC. He's better souped up Michael Pittman.
Another reason why I had him at number 1 with these big body guys, you don't need the most accurate quarterback.
No, you don't.
Look at the quarterback he was playing with at SC. He just threw it up there.
Oh my God, he sucked. But here's the thing. Like, remember when Josh Allen, shout out to that video again, everyone's like, we got to get him a big body so he can have a big radius because that ball's not going to be accurate. Well, if you have a quarterback unlike Josh Allen who is inaccurate, maybe a Lamar Jackson right now, we still like Lamar, get him a Drake London. Say, hey, we got a big throwing radius. And he's not the type of guy to me that's going to give explosive plays. He's not going to catch a slant and go 80 yards.
He's not the most fantastic route runner, but
I think he runs routes good for his size, for like as big as he is.
Is it Mike Williams? You think
Mike is better than Mike Williams?
Really?
Yeah, I think he's better than Mike Williams.
I don't think that's saying much, but I get what you're saying.
You're a freaking a-hole. You're a Charger. You can't see past the powder blue and yellow.
No, I said this before when he was coming out. I wasn't a big Mike Williams fan.
And you're wrong. You've been wrong.
It took him until Justin Herbert came to start producing.
Noodle Arm can't throw you the ball.
This is why I wrote this in my notes. I said, look at Mike Williams, a guy who obviously had talent. But look what happened when he got a guy that was accurate. He ended up getting more stats, more touchdowns. His numbers went up to the point where he got a brand new contract. When he came in as a rookie with a guy in Phillip Rivers who was kind of losing it at that time, he didn't produce like he was now. And I can see that for Drake London. If he goes to an inaccurate quarterback, it's probably not going to look that good at first because of the inaccurate issues. But if you get a guy that can sling it down the field and just knows, like, I'm going to give my guy a 50-50 chance, like Justin Herbert does, you can see him blossom.
Is he better at contested catches than Mike Williams coming out or now? I think he's better.
He's better.
I think Mike Williams he's not as physically as imposing as you think Mike Williams is. Like, Mike Williams kind of plays finesse. This dude's like, F you, I'm going to dunk on you. And that's what I liked about him, man. Like I said, I have Brandon Marshall, best case for this dude.
Yeah. And two last things on Drake London, then we'll move on. First of all, I felt this way in December about Drake London. I'm not going to switch up my stance. I feel like April, all these months coming up, like everyone starts to switch their pick because it's just so long of a process. It's like, stay with what you thought of the guy in November, December when you're watching him during the college football season and stick to that, because I was watching a lot of Drake London. We live in LA. SC games on are all the time. I have SC fans around me. They're telling me about Drake London.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I know.
They're not as loud as they used to,
Right.
No, yeah. I like Drake London. I think he's worth a top 15 pick. Maybe right at 15, not anything higher. So sorry, maybe he's 15 and beyond. That would be a better way to say it.
And the final thing I would say, my pro comparison, T. Higgins. No.
I just don't think T. Higgins is like, he's too slender. Like, this dude's like built like a brick shithouse compared to T. Higgins. They're tall, but like the way they're built.
I disagree.
Mike
Evans is built like a fucking brick house. He's way more thin than Mike Evans.
Does this guy have a higher ceiling than Mike Evans?
Who, Drake London?
Yeah.
No. He's not going to be as good as Mike Evans.
We will see.
I don't think so. Let's move on.
So now we're both at number 3, right?
Yes. Who's your number 3?
Trylo Burks. I'm so sorry. I hit the mic. Trylo Burks. I don't know what possessed you not to put him on there. So do we right now just hit why I have him on the list and you don't? When this guy gets the ball in his hands, watch out. I get he ran a 4.5 40. He's faster on tape. And let me ask you this. Is there any way that dude played at 225?
Probably not.
So he's bigger. You would go with that too.
Yeah.
So that was kind of scary to me. I was like, damn, big is this freaking dude. So I want him to get in amazing shape. I don't want him to be one of those guys that's like, dang, why are you so like pudgy? And he's not that he's fat. It's just like you don't expect receivers to be that big looking. He's like a big ass tight end. He plays bigger than 6'2". He plays faster than 4.55. He's a running back with the ball in his hands. He's pretty good at contested catches. He's good against the press. He has versatility where it's like, hey, when you speed sweep, do you need to handle the ball a couple times a game? He can do it. To me, this guy he's a big boy CD Lamb or he's high class Laviska Shenault coming out of Colorado State. Colorado?
Yeah. No, I see the Shenault comparison.
I think it was just because he's the dreads and he had like the freaking like.
I'm just gonna say this, Max.
What don't you like about?
No, I like him. There's no fucking crime for putting him at 7.
I'm not saying there's a crime. I'm saying what don't you like about him?
I love everything about him. It's not that I dislike. I just prefer all the other guys that I had in front of him. I prefer that. not everyone can use Deebo Samuel the way Kyle Shanahan does.
So you don't like? Okay,
that's
a valid point.
thing.
That's a valid point.
Look, I go by whatever. Basically, like guys who are
seamless in their fit, they can fit
exactly
anywhere.
Like whatever system. Like Burks, put him on the Niners. Yeah, he's probably gonna do fucking amazing. But if you put him in, like, let's say the Chargers, like, is their offense predicated off that? Probably not.
But you can fix it. No,
look, a lot of this is because of Deebo Samuel fucking syndrome right now. Everyone is looking for the next Deebo. Everyone wants their receiver to be like Deebo. So Burks kind of fits that. So right now we're so caught up in the moment with Deebo. But him as a receiver, like just like you said, like he's still fucking pretty fucking good.
Yeah, and
if you're not even using him,
and I would say he's raw a little bit in the sense where it's like you just got to get him the ball,
a lot more room to grow,
and shit's gonna happen. Like I don't know how else to say. I feel like he's not gonna be the guy who's just gonna win with route running, but just get him the freaking ball. He's gonna break down doors. He's gonna just say, "F you, dude. I'm gonna freaking make this play. It doesn't matter."
Yeah, 100%.
It really doesn't matter.
100%. I get you, and that's why I have him in still that tier. Like I wish I can put 7 guys on here because the difference between him and Garret Wilson and the guy from Georgia, Pickens, I don't. It's just like pick your poison, pick your preference at that point.
Yeah.
So I get why you have him on there. And
if he develops as a route runner, he's going to be really scary to guard.
Like, watch out if the Packers get him. They're going to use him creatively.
Creatively, indeed. Yeah. And, I'm not as high on him as like others are. Like, I don't think he's game changing. But Trylo Burks, maybe. Like, I don't know. I haven't seen him in too many high places. Like, I'm higher on him than Chris Sims. I'm sorry if I stole the shit happened thing. It's been in my brain all day because I've been reading about him all day.
Yeah.
I like the kid, man. Shout out to Dak, Arkansas boy.
Yeah, shout out to Dak. I know he likes his Arkansas boys. So let me go to my number 3.
Chris Olave?
Yeah, and he's on your list also.
He's number 5, yeah.
Yeah, so let's talk about Chris Olave.
Okay.
You want
me to start it? Because you can pull up the video? Or
I got it. So this is one of my favorite guys in the draft, just off bat. I think he's the most all-around receiver in this class. I truly think that. As far as putting him in the slot, putting him on the outside, he doesn't need to be the best receiver, and I still think he has enough talent to be the receiver on the team. Like he's that versatile. So look at him at Ohio State. There's 3 guys there, Max. There's Jackson Smith, the guy who's not coming out this year, who's arguably probably the best receiver there. You got your boy Garret Wilson, or not everyone's boy,
not my boy,
right? Not Chris Sims' boy,
not my boy.
And then you got Chris Olave. He's the one who took the back seat. As far as like receptions wise, he was told to do the dirty work, and he did a damn good job at it. He can go down the middle. He can work in the slot. You need him to go deep. Okay, I can beat my guy. I got 4.3 speed. Like he's all around. He's versatile. Tape speed matches the combine speed.
I think the tape speed's faster than combine speed.
Yeah, it's scary.
It's like seamless his speed to his route running, and route running is where he, for me, separate himself from every other receiver outside of my top 5.
And I know this is not a huge thing for you, but he can block. He actually blocks, in my opinion. I love that. I think he's the most versatile guy. He's my best bet to be good.
Pick for sure.
Safest pick.
Even in the NFL, he's going to be a deep threat. And just be like, hey, we need you to take the top off. So if I'm the Packers, I'm like, we haven't had a speed receiver who's actually been good in how long? A long time? Because I know people who like MVS, but he's not this good. This guy can be an alpha dog in my book. The only thing I didn't like about him is sometimes he's not as physical.
Yeah,
he's really slight. He
can struggle against press. That's what.
And he's not going to be the guy who gets a lot of contested catches, but he's going to be the guy. He's like a step behind. He's going to hold on to the ball. But if it's a jump ball, I wouldn't trust.
I think that's due to another con: his size, his frame.
Yeah, he's 6 feet, tiny. And do you think he's at all like feast or famine in this sense? Like that's going to be his game in the NFL, or do you think maybe in a more sophisticated offense that's going to give him more than 5 fucking routes to run? No, he's going to flourish.
I don't think so. I think he's all around. Like he can pretty much fit it, get in where you fit in type of.
Because I think if there's a team, it's like, okay, we need you to play slot. He's like, got it. Yeah. And we need you to win on the outside. It might not be as good as slot, but he can still do it time after time.
And if I'm a fantasy guy, shout out to the fantasy guys. Chris Olave, wherever he goes, pick him up. I think he's probably going to have the best statistics to start off. Maybe not finish, but the guy that breaks onto the scene the quickest, I think it's going to be Chris Olave. I really like Chris Olave, man, a lot. And my comparison for him, floor, Tyler Boyd.
From Pitt, okay.
Ceiling, Terry McLaurin. Another Terry.
You can't double up on
I'm doubling up. You know who I really wanted to put?
Who?
But he just doesn't really fit his physical stuff.
What?
Him as a slot, Randall Cobb.
Like fast Randall Cobb?
Yeah.
My player comp was good Amari Cooper.
I don't think so.
Why not? Because he's not a good route runner? He is.
He's good, but I think Amari Cooper's on another level.
Of what?
Of route running.
No. I don't believe so. Okay. And I don't believe Amari Cooper has the rocket up his ass that Chris Olave has.
He doesn't, but
I think that's going to be more valuable, and I think he's going to end up being a better pro because he's not going to shrink in the biggest moments. That's why I put good Amari Cooper.
Well, a thing that I did notice about Chris Olave, talking about shrinking in moments, he did drop the game-winning touchdown against, I think it was Michigan State or Michigan.
That was not a great look. I will not lie.
I mean, he didn't come down with the ball. So, I mean, I know I'm shooting the shit where you putting it. Because it's
what I'm saying, you can have one drop.
I know you're
but he's had big games though and big moments.
I know your dislike with Amari Cooper. I'm not the biggest Amari Cooper fan either right now, but coming out, it's not close for route running. Maybe as a total player, maybe, yeah. But him as a route runner prospect, not even fucking close. Amari Cooper was the best route runner coming out in a very long time, and he still is one of the best route runners in football. That's just my opinion. But I mean,
we can agree. We can didisagree on it. It's okay.
I know. I just don't like you throwing shit like that.
No, I ain't fucking Amari Cooper. It's that.
Let's go over your three. Have you?
No, I hit Trylo Burks. Yeah, so I'm on my 4. That was. I'm so sorry. I'm just pulling it up. It was Chris Olave. Yeah, I hit Chris Olave. He's my 4.
So let's go Christian Watson. He's a guy that's both on our list.
My 5-year 4. So my list is good after this. So we can just focus on yours, and then we got to talk about Garret Wilson. Why we left him off. So okay, let's go Christian Watson. I don't know how you fucking evaluate this dude, man. I had such a hard time doing it. I don't know how you felt, but look, you watch the tape. It's like top tier high school. It kind of looks like at times. It's just like you're in this freaking weird dome. He touches the ball 3 times a game. His quarterback's not that good of a thrower. So we'll just hand him the ball, and you're like, damn, that looks pretty good running the ball. It's a big running back. I don't know, man. This dude is freaking tantalizing. Everything's there for him to be good. But the question is, when he plays people who aren't going to play at the next level, it's going to be good.
Well, as the audience is looking at the clips, this is obviously not North Dakota State. We decided to get clips from the Senior Bowl. And he played against guys who are going to get drafted, and he dominated them flat out. He dominated guys in the Senior Bowl, and that answered all my questions.
Do you believe it's 4.3 speed on film?
Yes, it's 4.3 speed.
It maybe looks a little bit more impressive because the guys he's playing have probably 4.5 speed or 4.6. But, man, he's fast.
This is the thing, though. We said that he's 6'4", 208. Guys that are 6'4" don't move like him. That's what makes him special. It's like, no, he's not Drake London, a guy that's like big as hell, and he doesn't really have no agile.
He doesn't look 6'4", though. He looks like slender, and
his frame. He's
not going to be the type of guy. He's not going to play 6'4".
Yeah, but he moves like he's like 6'1". That's the thing. And I think that's what makes him fucking scary. And he has a little bit of Debo in him. He took the jet sweeps. He took the little
handoffs, pitches.
Yeah, bubble screens. He did that all. And he was great after the catch. Like him after the catch, he's super strong. Like that's where he kind of shows like, oh shit, this guy's a little bit bigger than I thought. He's 6'4". You don't really notice it. But when he's running with the ball in his hands, that's when you start to notice.
It's just hard for me, man. Like I said, I feel like a broken record. It's just like when you're playing that level of competition, and it's a thing. It should be a thing. Because if you dropped off freaking, I don't know, a shitty receiver from Alabama and put him like John Mechie would look really good there.
Yeah,
we don't have him there.
There's
a lot to like. It's just a projection. Like I know all these, but it's like it's a bigger projection to me than most. He's like he's a project at receiver, but there's a lot of talent there. You have the size, you have decent route running. It's not bad.
I think we just been here before, Max, and I think it's a big improvement from the scouting community. That people are talking about him. I think probably 8 years ago, this guy's probably bottom before like the top 10.
Well, no, I think the problem, I think maybe 5 years. Like, remember when Byron Jones went to the combine and like showed out and became a first round pick?
Yeah.
Because everyone's like, okay, who is this guy? We got to go find out about him. And I feel like that's what he did at the combine when he ran.
Yeah.
He's just a big dude who freaking ran. And it's like his tape, it's good, but it's also like kind of unrealistic where he's just running by people. And are you going to be able to run by the people in the NFL like that? Because when you look at corners playing, they're like, okay, we're not fast enough. They already know off bat.
I just think it translated in the Senior Bowl, though. I felt like the Senior Bowl answered all those questions. And I think now in today's age, if you're good, they're going to find you. The big school doesn't scare me. I think
it doesn't scare me as much. There's
just way too many.
If this is 2010, you're like North Dakota State.
Yeah,
get the F out of here.
And you know what? His school didn't really do him any big favors. No. He could have got more.
Here's the ball two times a game for a touchdown.
Bro, they ran the ball like crazy, and I think that's why he's a great run blocker.
Does this make you think less of Trey Lance? No, just kidding. I was messing with you. No.
Yeah, I mean he had less yards when he was playing with Trey Lance.
Who's your player comparison for this guy? I have a good one, dude. And it's kind of mean though. It's not like I don't want him to be a bust.
It was so hard because I don't think anyone in the NFL is kind of like him because
I got a retro. Stephen Hill. You could say I'm fucking crazy, but he's 6'4", just like Stephen Hill.
Yeah,
they're
but
both
he sucked.
in the NFL, though, I'm not saying he's gonna be Stephen Hill. That's what I'm saying. I felt bad for putting Stephen Hill, but coming out, he's an unknown, just like Stephen Hill was. Yeah. And I don't think he'll be a bust like Stephen Hill. I don't think so. But when you look at the size, speed, traits of the guy, he's Stephen fucking Hill.
Yeah.
Small school too.
I had two guys in mind.
Terry McLaurin?
No.
Okay. We're not going there a third time?
No. Now you made me lose track.
I'm sorry.
God damn it, Max.
You can edit that out.
No, I'm not gonna edit that out. Player comparison, Kenny Golladay. Doesn't fit that much.
Oh, you can give me shit for mine and come up with one that doesn't fit.
I mean, Kenny Golladay, 6'4". He's a big guy.
He's not fast. And I feel like this dude has a better chance to be Stephen fucking Hill than Kenny Golladay.
I'm going with the size, okay? And another one that I like, Tim Patrick. Kind of does the same thing. He catches the ball the same, how he tracks the ball and he catches it with
what's the worst part
coming into his hands. Kind of like a
Terrence Williams. What's the worst part about this dude's game? His hands?
No, it's
I would say his hands left me with just a little question.
His ball tracking. He doesn't really go up and go get it.
I would say the way he attacks the ball in hands. Yeah.
That's probably it.
That's again why I want Stephen Hill.
Okay. Like and he's number what on your list?
5.
So he's 5 just because he's small school.
Just because I had the more questions about him than other guys.
In his game or just school?
Both.
I mean, you only had one. You had one question mark. Yeah, one question mark about him though.
It's his hands and it's his route running a little bit.
You think he has bad hands?
I don't think they're great, and I don't think he plays to the level. He's like 6'4". I'm like, why aren't you mossing people? And maybe he just didn't get the chance to because he's always
like we said, like when we brought up the 6'4", it's a small 6'4".
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just like if him and Drake London next to each other, be like, you guys are the same height. It's kind of weird.
Look,
he's raw in a sense.
I also put this. Please God, don't let the Chiefs draft this dude.
I'm hoping to God now the Chiefs draft this dude.
If he goes to the Chiefs, it's a wrap.
So that's your 4, right?
Yeah.
So I have him at 5. So we're not that much off. Like I said, I like the kid. The Stephen Hill wasn't meant to say he's going to be a bust. It was just a height, speed, and kind of an unknown thing about him. So then we will leave with the last guy on your list, who I'm kind of surprised made it, Garret Wilson. A lot of people like this dude. I don't think we're as high on him as others. And I'm going to tell you why. I just don't. I expected to fall in love with the kid, right? And I don't know if that's just like me being. I said I don't like college football. I don't particularly watch it year round and have a team I root for. So I don't really go into it with a bias. I wanted to like the kid. And his film just left me wanting more, man. Like, yeah, he's good. He's a good athlete. He's got speed. But his speed's just like, man, it has to be a freaking runway for him to get going. There's not much to do after the catch that impressed me. And just overall, I just saw a lot of good, nothing great, man. I don't know how you felt. I'm just curious to see why you had him at 5.
I'm pulling up his highlights.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, he also has a small frame too, which kind of knocked him in my book. When you're 5'11", you're really light, and especially when you played Ohio State, where he never really saw bump and run coverage because everyone's scared of him pretend running by. I was like, damn, dude, what happens when freaking Jalen Ramsey gets in your face and he'll shake your ass the whole game and just smash you and smash and smash? No. What are you gonna freaking do?
No, I mean, that scares me. If he's getting pressed, it's a problem. But he's a boomer bust, dude.
That's why we had him.
Yeah, he's a boomer bust.
He's a winner, though. He has the it factor. What do you say to people who say he has the look of an NFL receiver?
I mean, I don't blame him. He does, but there's a lot of problems in his game.
He produces, though.
Yeah, a lot of guys produce, but I think that's just big bullshit. I think there's been so many guys in the league that has produce, have the numbers, but they suck in the NFL.
I mean, Derek Barnett was the great case of
the whole production thing is way blown out of fucking proportion at every position. I don't care how many sacks the guy has. I don't care how many yards the guy has. If anything, the only position that I feel like it does justice as far as the production standpoint is running back. That's about it. If anything, receivers, like all these other positions, it's all about the school you go to. It's all about the scheme that you're in. How the fuck is Christian Watson supposed to have so many yards when his team runs the ball primarily almost every freaking play?
And for the first 4 receivers we talked about, or 9, however the number is, how many times we haven't brought up production? We didn't bring up, he played at Bama. That's why I like him.
Yeah.
Now, I have questions about some of the level of competition these guys face. I will say that. I have that in me, but I'm never going to be the guy that's like, damn, Devontae Smith's better than Jamar Chase. He had 2,000 yards. I didn't like Devontae Smith when I like Jamar Chase.
No.
That's never going to be me. And this is what I don't give a shit this dude had 2,000 yards at Ohio State.
Yeah.
You have 2 first-rounders next to you. You have a great run game. You have a great quarterback. When you're on an island and all you have to do is run left because the corner sucks, I don't be like, damn, that'll happen in the NFL. No, it won't, because the third corner on an NFL team is the best corner in college football. That's how it works. It's not one step up. It's like 1.5 steps up. And this kid, dude, like I said, I wanted to like him.
No.
I wanted to. I just was like, where is it? Where is it? Where's that it?
Yeah. No, I get you. And the reason why I put him on is because there's moments where you're like, holy shit, like this guy's probably the best receiver in the draft. Like he has moments like that. And to me, he has that Jamar Chase thing where, how like Jamar Chase just gets faster as the ball's in the air.
Mm-hmm.
I truly feel that way with Garret Wilson, like the ball tracking skills. It's kind of like De'Ami Brown had that last year. So sometimes it can't translate that good in the NFL. So it's just 2 examples of that. Another thing, I feel like he has a little bit of DJ Moore in him when he gets the ball in his hands. Not amazing, not elite like Jameson Williams, but he can do some stuff with it.
Yeah, he's good to me after the catch. But it's just like I wanted more. I wanted you to be like, damn, like this was going to get an 80-yard house call. Like there's too many times where he gets tackled right away.
Yeah.
I'm like,
how you feel about Christian Watson's hands is how I feel about Garret Wilson's hands.
I agree with you. The hands are not, it's not like a vacuum.
Not the best hands. He body catches a lot.
We're not into body catching.
Yeah, not all that much. My player comparison, I have 2 guys, literally boom or bust. Brandon Cooks for the boom, bust, Dante Pettis.
I like Dante Pettis. My player comparison was like best case, you maybe get Emmanuel Sanders out of this dude who's fast, but he's not really like, you're not like, oh my God, he's so quick. No. That's what the only thing I'll say about the Brandon Cooks is a little quick little munchkin. And this dude's not quick. He's just like, I'm going to be robotic. He's like, maybe Harrison Barnes is a better comparison. It's like, he has the tools. He's got the vert, but there's just something that's never going to let him be elite. And again, I had him at 6, so it's not like I hated the kid. If this kid got picked in the late first round, I'd be like, okay, it's not outrageous. But a top 5 pick, top 10, like you're out of your fucking mind.
Yeah. It's really polarizing, dude. That player, I've seen him all over the place.
That's what I'm saying. I've seen people leave him off like Chris Sims. I've seen Bleacher Report love him, say number 1 receiver. The Ringer, NFL.com, NFL. All I've seen so many variety of them. I was like, but again,
you're not off the point like he's bad.
No, he's not bad.
If you had to list them, where is he?
6. He's
6? Yeah, okay.
And he's close. 100%. It was close because I just liked Watson's ceiling a little more, and I feel like Watson is probably a little bit gonna like work in the NFL, just the way the rules are now.
Yeah. Any other thoughts on guys on your list? And then we'll talk about one more dude who we both like but didn't make it. So an honorable mention. Any more thoughts though?
I'm good. I have my whole list. I just have a couple honorable mentions. Like I think we should quick hit because it'd be a disservice to these guys. We didn't talk about some of the guys who we didn't mention.
Okay. So go ahead, shoot your first one.
I like Justin Ross, man. I think a team will be very pleasantly surprised with what they get at him if they get him in the second or third round. Of course, the medical has to check out, right? You have a spinal injury. It's pretty sketchy. And then I like George Pickens out of Georgia. He didn't get to play a whole lot this year, but he's big, he's fast, he's athletic. You already know he's seen NFL corners his whole freaking life playing in Georgia. So I like George Pickens too. And then the guy we both like, John Mechie. I think whoever gets John Mechie, you play him in the slot, you're going to have a good NFL player for you. To me, he's a little bit, I mean, I don't want to say he's going to be Hunter Renfrow, but he could be that type of guy. Maybe a little bit faster, but he just gets open, dude. He gets open. He just sucks. He tore his ACL and then get the show out.
Yeah, mine was George Pickens at number 6. He barely missed my list.
Yeah, he was 7.
And honestly, it's the boom factor with Garret Wilson. That's why he took that spot.
You don't think George Pickens can boom? Maybe his boom won't be as high as Garret.
Won't be as high. So like I do have a little bit of like in the back of my mind, like fuck, Garret Wilson can't work though. You know?
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be some bum. I'd be surprised.
Pickens is special. Like he has kind of like he's like the consolation prize if you don't get Drake London. To me,
I like that.
You know, he's the injury guy. Like he can still fucking jump with the best of them. He's one of those physical specimens. Like he's gonna out physical you and he's gonna fucking bully you. And I love that about him. Pickens was so close, dude. Like there was times where like I ranked Pickens like 3. Just off some
I had
plays.
times where I had Pickens in the top 5, and I was just like, man, I just wish there was like a year of tape I could watch to really get a feel for the dude.
And he wasn't healthy when he came back.
No, and I'm like, honestly, but I love that he came back. I'm like, damn, you're like a warrior, bro. Yeah. Like that just showed me toughness. But you know, it just sucks. They didn't have a whole year of George Pickens.
Yeah,
there's a bunch of guys, man. What's the first receiver spot you see someone being drafted at like 10, 12? I think there's so many good ones that's going to kind of drive everybody down.
Yeah.
Maybe like 13, and then it's like a run on receiver.
Right. I predict there's probably going to be about
under 6 receivers.
Over
6 in the first round.
Yes. In my opinion, there's 10. In my opinion, there's 10 receivers that are first rounders. 10.
I have about 8, and then some high seconds. But yeah. I love this whole class, man. It just sucks. There's no like blue chipper, because man, if this is a blue chipper we talk about, this is the greatest receiving class ever. But you think about it, DeAndre Hopkins wasn't blue chip.
Yeah,
Mike Williams was blue chip. He didn't work out. Henry Ruggs wasn't blue chip.
You look at a lot of the best receivers in the league, man. A lot of them didn't go high. Justin Jefferson, guy that went out of the top 10. Devontae Adams, second rounder. DeAndre Hopkins, second rounder. Who's another top guy in the league?
Keenan Allen,
not that high.
Mike Williams, but Mike Evans was high. Jamar Chase was high. So yeah, you can find him high in the first round. I'm sorry about that, everybody. But honestly, this was the hardest class to rank for me out of any position. There's so many freaking good players.
And Pickens, another thing on him, my pro comparison, AJ Green.
Ooh, can I give you mine real quick?
Yeah.
I got to just find it. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I had AJ Green, just great body control.
I think worst case scenario for him, I had AJ Green too. He's Gabe Davis.
Really I like that. Gabe Davis has a lot of work to do, man. But
I mean, this good last game of the year for sure.
I know. I think that's gonna do it, man. We went 50 minutes and much time needed. We needed to do this, man.
We said we want to do 30 to 35, and I was like, I think there's one we can make an exception for. It's the receivers, but that's our show, I think, right?
Yeah.
And everybody, thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching. If you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you guys are already subscribed, unsubscribe, resubscribe, fuck with the analytics, fuck with the algorithm, all that good stuff. Comment down below. What do you guys think of Garret Wilson? Do you guys think he's really good? He sucks?
Are we off our rocker? Is he not our cup of hot chocolate we like?
Disagree? Agree, whatever you guys got to say, man. Apple Podcast, Spotify, you guys can do the same. Write a review on there, ask a question, put a comment, 5-star review us. It helps out a lot, bro.
I'll take a 4-star review.
I don't know about that.
No,
we 5-star only, dog.
Oh, yeah, 5-star only.
I said we 5-star athletes, bro. Come on.
You like a 4.5 right now, bro.
I'm more like a 1, but
so I'll take a 1.5.
I think that's gonna do it for today, guys. But till the next video, peace.